Hello, once again. Our topic for today is Media and Information Literacy, Text Information and Media Part 1. Definition, characteristics, format, and types, text as visual. We are using Mr. Ernell's VPing presentation. It was on September 8, 2017 of St. Stephen's High School, Manila, Philippines. So this is his PowerPoint. You can download it on the Google and the website, or you can search for Text Information and Media PowerPoints Part 1. So the learning competencies, the learners will be able to define text. This is the outcome that we wanted you to achieve. To define the text in the context of multimedia, describe the different dimensions of text information and media, comprehend how text information and media is or are formally and informally produced, organized, and disseminated. Evaluate the reliability and validity of text information and media and their sources using selection criteria. Remember this one. Learners will be able to evaluate and the reliability and validity of text. This is the reason I have been asking you on your exam, on your Google Forms, if you have shared fake news. What did you do? Some of you answered that you want to share a fake news just to stir up the community or the social media. So our topic outline would start with text information and media, definition, characteristics, format and types, sources, advantages and limitations, and value. Text as visual, selection criteria, design principle, and elements. So we have a video presentation regarding this pagsusulat ng baybayin, layong buhayin ng grupo hibla sanghabi. Ng grupong hibla sanghabi. Okay. Minute. So, I have here this one. I have already prepared this video. But ayaw niya mag-play. Now this one.
Kung anong bigkas siya ring baybay. Ito ang pagsusulat ng baybayin na gustong buhayin ng isang grupo. Pero ayon sa KWF o sa Komisyon sa Wikang Filipino, malaking hamon ang pagtuturo nito sa kasalukuyang henerasyon. May report si Mark Zambrano.
Kilig, gigil, puso. Ilan lamang yan sa mga salitang walang katumbas sa Ingles. At talaga namang maipagmamalaki nating mga Pilipino. Pero hindi lang sa mga salita, may masasabing natatangi para sa atin, kundi pati sa paraan ng pagsusulat, ang baybayin. Pagpaman tayo sa kopya ng mga Kastila, nakaukit na sa ating kasaysayan ang halaga nito para sa mga sinaunang Pilipino. Nagamit din ito sa isa sa mga naging watawat ng mga katipunero. Ngunit sa paglipas ng panahon, unti-unti na itong nabura sa alaala ng kasalukuyang henerasyon. Ang grupong Hibla Sanghabi naglalayong buhayin ang pagsulat ng baybayin. Sa araw na ito, mga kabataang lumad ang kanilang tuturuan.
Ginagawa namin ang pagpapalagan at pagtuturo, pagbibigay ng iba't ibang palihan tungkol sa baybayin para itampok na meron tayong sariling sulat bago pa man dumating ang mga Kastila. Bahagi na to ng ating kasaysayan.
Ang paraan ng pagsusulat ng baybayin, kung anong bigkas, siya ring baybay. At hindi rin daw tama na alibata ang itawag sa baybayin.
Bunga ito ng pagkakamali ng isang mananaliksik na hagap niya, na suri niya, natuklasan niya, di umano na ang pangalan ay alibata na mula naman sa Arabic at ginagamit na script ng mga nasa Middle East na alif bata.
3 beses isang buwan kung mag-ikot-ikot sa mga universidad ang grupong Hibla Sanghabi. Target nilang turuan ang mga millennial. Permanenteng marka sa katawan naman ang naging paraan ng tattoo artist si Daniel upang palaganapin ang kaalaman at paggamit ng baybayin.
Kasi ngayon, bibihira na lang yung gumagawa ng ganito eh. Mga artist, pinapasok na lang talaga namin sa pamamagitan ng sining na lang, hindi na.
Ayon sa KWF o Komisyon sa Wikang Filipino, bukas naman daw ang henerasyong ito na pag-aralan ng pagsusulat gamit ang baybayin. Yun nga lang,
Kung halimbawa nga i-introduce mo yung baybayin sa mga bata sa Tagalog region, mga bata sa Ilocano region na may baybayin din, para ang mangyayari pa ay yung mother tongue nila aaralin at yung script ng mother tongue nila na baybayin, tapos susunod sila, magbe-bridge sila sa Filipino, tapos may English din, talagang magiging mahirap para dun sa mga bata.
ganun pa man, may mga paraan naman daw upang hindi tuluyang mabura ang ganitong paraan ng pagsusulat.
At maaari rin silang humingi ng mga grant, no? Mag-apply ng grant. Kung merong mga individual po sa atin o mga organisasyon na nais magpaguyod ng baybayin pa ng programa at proyekto para sa baybayin, maaari po silang mag-apply ng grant sa KWF po o sa Pambansang Komisyon para sa Kultura at mga Sining.
Malaking bahagi ng kasalukuyan nag-uugat sa nakaraan. Sadyang mahirap mang baguhin ang nakasanayan na nakaramihan. Minsan, mahalagang balikan ang mga bagay na nagpapaalala sa ating pinagmulan. Mark Zambrano, GMA News.
So, that's the latest news. That's not a latest news. I remember that time. It was, I think 2 years, 3 years ago when the baybayin came, and I think, I actually disagree with the sir, no? Kasi para sa akin, I trust the new generation that you can actually learn a lot of languages. There are people, there are students, there are younger generations who can learn 3 to 5 languages in their 20s. And having that baybayin is actually a proof that we have our own culture before the pananakop came. Diba? We are taught that Americans give us education, but baybayin proves that we already have education. Diba? So as you can see, we have already a distinct culture. This one is about the text. So baybayin is also a text. So that's our lesson for today. What is a text? In layman's term, ang text like anything that you can read, handwritten, printed, displayed on screen, anything, or like readable characters. So that's the simplest way of defining the text. Actually, if I will ask you what is the text, I do not expect you to answer this definition. You have your own ways to define to me what is text or explain to me what is text. So, in here's definition, let's read it. A simple and flexible format of presenting information or conveying ideas, whether handwritten, printed, or displayed on screen. Any human readable sequence of characters that can form intelligible words. I think that one is understandable. What is a text? So, these are the serious questions. How is text used in the following media? Look at this one. I hear we're teaming up. Can't wait to work with you. This is example of what is very common in social media. Is this considered a meme? Chat meme? If you can read this, pull me back into the boat. The element of confusion. welcome po kayo dito. No entry. So those are the text, how it's used. It can be used in social media. It can be used in warning signs. It can be used as funny things. So it conveys information. You can read it. So that is a text. Types of text and common file formats. Types of text, we have number 1, hypertext. We had discussed over it on your empowerment technology. So this serves to link different electronic documents and enable users to jump from one to another in a non-linear way. Yung i-click mo, then you'll jump to another form or to another document or link, online link. Plain text or unformatted text. Fixed sized characters having essentially the same type of appearance from the word unformatted. Hindi na format, na text. Next is formatted text. Appearance can be changed using font parameters. Bold, underline, italic, font size, font color, and others. Example of hypertext. This one, if we would click the go to page 1, is a hypertext that will bring you to the first slide in this presentation. For example, I click this one. So apparently, because I'm using a phone, I cannot click it. Oh, I'm sure you understand. So, okay. Remember that most of the hypertexts are usually in color blue. Remember our lesson, past lessons, underlined and in color blue. Unformatted text are examples, are codes. As you can see, it is different, the same, whether you will use Notepad X++, Notepad++, as far as I can remember. This certain font is the one that is being used as well. Next is the formatted text. We have the Calibri. Look at this one. We have Calibri in bold, Calibri in normal, Calibri in different colors, underlined, and this Times New Roman. Now, next is a typeface. What is a typeface? It is also called font or font type, or type refers to the representation or style of text in the digital format, usually comprised of alphabets, numbers, punctuation marks, symbols, and other special characters. So meaning this typeface is referring to the style of a text. These are the examples. The one that is found on the document, Microsoft document, the serif, those are typefaces. So serif connotes formality and readability in large amount of text, usually used for the body text of textbooks, newspapers, magazines, and research publication, giving a classic or elegant look when used for a title or heading. Example of serif typeface are the Times New Roman, Garamond, and Baskerville. Times New Roman is the one which is very common on books, right? So it belongs to serif typeface. Sans serif brings a clean or minimalist look to the text, used for clear and direct meaning of text such as road signage, building directory, or nutrition facts and food packages. Meaning when you took a bottle and watch for the nutrition and find the nutrition facts area, it's sans serif, given a modern look and is used primarily in web page design. So this is the Arial, Helvetica, Tahoma, Verdana, and Calibri. Calibri and Arial are the ones who is very common to the documents, diba? Used for clear and direct meaning of the text. Next is Slab Serif. Carries a solid or heavy look to the text, can be used for a large advertising sign on billboards. Rockwell and Playbill. Slab Serif, as di ba nakikita natin ito sa mga old movies. Slab serif talaga yung nakikita mo sa mga advertising, yung with lights na mga signage. Next is the decorative. Caters to a wide variety of emotions such as celebration, fear, horror, etc., or themes such as cowboys, circus, holiday, summer, kiddie, etc. Chiller, Jokerman, Crows, MT. So, a brief funny story. When I was in your age, when I was in your grade or high school grade, something like that, I used to pass my essays, my printed essays, my reflection on a decorative typeface, which is actually the chiller. Even my laptop, long time before, my wallpaper is composed of chiller chiller font. I love the chiller font because sometimes I write funny things, but the font, when you look at the font, you thought it was a scary writing or something. I don't know. I just anyway, common file formats. We have the TXT or text. These are unformatted text documented by an editor as notepad on Windows platform. Next is DOC or document, a native format for storing documents created by MS Word package, contain a rich set of formatting capabilities. Makikita mo to when you save a file, 'di ba? Pag sa documents, nagiging docs siya, so that you can open it in such format. RTF, rich text format, cross-platform document exchange, default format for Mac OS X's default editor, text edit. This one is for Mac, for Apple products, and actually this is the time that I have read this one because apparently I don't have an Apple product. Okay. Common file formats, we have PDF. What's the meaning of PDF? Portable document format. Developed by Adobe Systems for cross-platform exchange of documents, supports image and graphics. We have PS or PostScript, a page description language used mainly for desktop publishing. File type selection when saving an MS Word document. So as you can see, when you save a document or Word document, you can have a lot of options. When you want to save it as a Word document, you can scroll down to this drop down bar. If you want it to be PDF, you can make it PDF, rich text format, or plain text. Any typeface or any type of text you want, you can click it. Usually we click for Word document and PDF. Design principles and elements. Design principle and elements of text. Number 1, emphasis. importance or value given to a part of the text-based content. When we say emphasis, we actually, when you're talking, how do you put emphasis on your sentence? Ginabot mo siya sa higher volume, higher emphasis, you make a point, you make extra effort, you make dinidiinan mo ang pagbigkas ng salitang gusto mong i-emphasize. On text, we emphasize a certain word by making it look bigger, making it bold. Sometimes you make it italicized for it to be noticed because it's different. Heavier weight, you can darken it, you can lighten it, just to make sure that it pops up and that's the first thing that would catch the reader's eye. For example, this poster, this is a war destroys children's lives. As you can see, we have the war destroys children's lives as the emphasis, and the other as the small ones. We can't actually see it clearly, but you could understand that they are referring, or the website is actually talking about war, that they want to stop war for it destroys children's lives. Next is this reminders of Philippine Red Cross. Safety tips in case of fire at home. Tell me what you see at first glance, and that is fire at home. Yung fire at home pa lang, you will be aware ka na that this is about the incident if having a fire at home. So you'll read it. Safety tips in case of fire at home. Number 1, stay in the room, signal for help, and tell them where you are. Those are the important points. Actually, emphasis also the important points. Appropriateness. How fitting or suitable the text is used for a specific audience, purpose, or event. Just like you cannot pass a research paper using a chiller font. That's appropriateness. Times New Roman Arial Aharoni Rockwell Edwardian Script Jokerman. James Morton, we know who James Morton is. Dr. Faxor Brown, DDS Cosmetic Dentistry. Next is proximity. How near or far the text elements from each other. Wait a minute. Dr. Fang Sir Brown, DDS, Cosmetic Dentistry. This is considered inappropriate because it conveys that it's scary and it's part of a movie, or like it's not serious. How about this one? Appropriateness. Do you use on your own perception? Do you think this is real, or do you think this is appropriate to put in someone's tomb? So it's inappropriate. I thought it's actually part of a movie or a comedy movie. Next is Dr. Fangser Brown. Look at this one. This is a cosmetic dentistry. But what does it convey to you? It's not the formal. If I would be seeing this kind of signage, I don't think that this is really real. You know, I would think that this is a joke or something with a dark magic, something like that. So we should have our appropriate signage written on appropriate fonts. Proximity refers to how near or how far the text elements from each other. When two things are closely related, bring them close together. Example. On the left side, you can see, I don't understand. One, makalat yung nasa dito sa left side. For me, the better one is the St. Stephen's on the right side. Tingnan nyo naman. Hindi magsala ang imo nga mata ba? St. Stephen's High School, 1267 G. Masangkay Street, Santa Cruz, Manila. See, proximity. Alignment refers how the text is positioned in the page, left, center, right, or justified. Remember that when you are told to justify your paragraph, it refers to the alignment. I remember when I was a first year, when I have baby research something, or we are being taught how some simple research. It was written, please justify. We actually thought we need to justify the paragraph. Like we need to defend our reasoning. But actually the teacher just said that you just need, I was referring to the alignment. My bad. Sorry, ma'am. Okay, look at this one. Alignment. We have the center, left, right, and justified alignment. Organization. Conscious effort to organize the different text elements in a page ensures that while some text elements are separated from each other, they are still somehow connected with the rest of the elements in the page. You don't want your text to rumble. Sala-sala na sila. Your eyes would not know where should it start, where should it focus. Make sure that even though they have this alignment, they have this spaces between them, make sure that they have an organization. This is an example for creating a framework or compartmentalizing. We have the contrast, alignment, repetition, and proximity. Those are the principles of design. Number 6, repetition, consistency of elements, unity of the entire design, repeating some typefaces within the page. So remember, even if you are actually an artist, these design principles are needed and rational for us to follow it. Because if you cannot follow these principles of designs, believe it or not, your design would not be good. Like for example, kahit ikaw naman, nakikita mo na masyadong makalat ang iyong design because you think art is something that doesn't go with principles. Diba? There are people who are like that. But actually, those principles are the basic ones and the most common ones. If you want a better design, usually those better designs have these principles. Look at the repetition. The word contrast, repetition, proximity, and alignment are somewhat the same, as well as the how the fonts are being used. Contrast creates visual interest. Two elements are different from each other. Contrast would really create the visual interest because it is different from what is normal or what is consistent. Two elements are different. While text on a dark background, the large font with a small font, serif and sans serif. Thin elements with wide elements, cool color and warm color. Those are examples of our contrast. We come back to this yes. So formative assessment. Discuss text designs, principles, and elements applied in the following media. So we have here, yes, Ma'am Kia, later. So we have here the different comparison between the old SMS and the new one. And next is you could have your answer on your paper if you want, because I will have your Google Forms prepared later, or I will write the link below. This one is a good example of the principles. Alam ko, on your batch, magagaling kayo sa designing. Kasi this is your generation. This is your generation. For me, as I talk with sister, you cannot force a child not to use a phone, not to be electronically intelligent, because this is your generation. Hindi kayo pwede na i-deprive sa cellphone kasi mahuhuli kayo, because that is your generation. Wala kaming magagawa. Our generation have passed already. But it doesn't mean that you should be addict or like you don't have control on your usage of electronics. This one as well. Kita. Dark's ultimate day. Okay, for this formative assessment, this will be the questions. Number 1 question, answers would be on Google Form or my instructions. Wait for my instructions regarding this one. If you will be writing an application letter for college, what font will you be using and why? You will create a cleanliness drive campaign poster for your school. Which of the design principle and elements will ensure that the text in your poster is readable? You want to share your narrative report, which is in a Word document format, to your classmate, but you do not want them to edit its content. What options are available to you? You were given a task by your class advisor to create a text-based poster to inform your classmates and teachers that your section will be moved from your current classroom to room 415 starting September 18, 2017. So regarding the formative assessment, please stay tuned on our group chats, and the PowerPoint will be sent to you on group chat as well. And please answer your quiz on Google Forms. Thank you for understanding that we haven't had our class in Zoom. And thank you.